When you're setting up to play somebody one-on-one defensively, the most common mistake is, and if you ask your players, your defensive players, get in a good defensive stance. I guarantee all of them will get down like this. They'll put the stick out in front of them, be ready to play. And then you go into your one-on-ones, and right when you blow the whistle, the defenders go like this, put the stick like this, and are ready to check. You got to make sure that when your defenders are playing one-on-one that they have their stick out in front of them. The reason that defenders have a long stick, it's not for checks. It's not to try to put the ball on the ground. If you look at sticks these days, they're so narrow that the ball doesn't really come out of these things. So rarely are you going to get a good stick check to put the ball on the ground. The 6-foot stick really is to keep a cushion between you and your offensive player that you're playing. So if I'm playing somebody and my stick's like this, playing him incorrectly, he makes his move right in front of me, I have 2 steps before he's by me. If I have my stick out and he makes his move at the end of my 6-foot stick there, he's got 6 steps before. I've got that big a cushion to get myself positionally where I need to be to stop him. I teach a very Princeton-based defensive system, which is all comes back to the fact that you don't have to stop anybody one-on-one. You're never expected to keep your man from scoring. All you're expected to do is to force your man to certain areas on the field where the rest of your team is expecting you to force that person so we can slide and play team defense. So in a one-on-one setting, if I'm playing defense against this midfielder up here, I'm not protecting the goal. I'm not keeping him from getting to the goal. I'm actually going to protect the middle of the field. So if you draw an imaginary line up the middle of the field, I want to set up defensively to keep my man away from the middle of the field. So yeah, I'm giving him an alley to the goal, but I'm giving him an alley to the goal where he's losing angle on the cage. And when we start talking about the rest of our defense, where the rest of my defense knows that I'm going to force him over there. So if you're a slider and you're playing somebody on the crease here and you're getting ready to slide and this guy starts going to the cage, I know as a slider before he even makes his move that I trust my teammate that he's going to do his job, and I know where I'm going to slide right over here before he even goes. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of your sliding game defensively by cutting the field in half and forcing them to certain areas on the field. This is a really difficult thing to get across to your players because in every sport, players are always taught to square up, protect the cage, square up shoulder to shoulder, and play the guy. And this is a different idea. And for my freshmen defensively at Stanford, a lot of my freshmen still halfway through the season have a hard time doing this. We take their sticks away and make them play with just their body to force people down the sides here. And sometimes they'll get smoked down the sides, and the guy will take a shot and score, and they'll kind of have that depressed look. But you got to let them know, like, that's okay. I'd much rather have you force them down the side, get smoked, and let the guy score than let him go across the top. Because that's a breakdown in our defense. Going down the side here, if the guy scores one from 12 yards with little angle, well, maybe your goalie should have that. We'll have a slide there in our 6-on-6 defense. So on one-on-ones, you're not too concerned about that. You're just concerned about them playing the ball the right way. If you look at it, playing somebody from behind the cage, we want to keep them underneath. So this is goal line extended here. If I'm playing an attackman who's got the ball here and I'm a defender, instead of squaring up traditionally, I want to play top side. So I'm going to get up higher and play a top side position there. So the only place that this attackman can go if he wants to go to the cage is underneath to this area where he has little angle to try to score. He also, if you think about it, if he's got a defenseman right on him here, the area where he might feed the ball is kind of in this general area is where he's looking to feed somebody. So if we have a defenseman playing top side on him, that's going to be tough for him to throw across his body with a defender right on him. If he beats the defender top side, now he's got that whole area is wide open to him and he's gaining angle on the cage. So by playing that top side position defensively, you take away shooting possibilities and you take away feeding possibilities.